Hello everyone and welcome back to Scandinavian Design 101. I'm Sanna.
I'm Andreas and we are two Swedes and we love design.
Yeah.
In this video we will tell you the top 5 Danish furniture designers that you simply just have to know about. Mm-hmm. And we will tell you why they are so important and help you to recognize some of their most iconic pieces of furniture. We will concentrate on chairs. And why? Well, we simply love chairs, so that's why.
That's simple reason.
Yeah, and this will really be a 101 course, back to the basics. Mm-hmm. If you already know quite a bit about Danish design, you'll probably not learn anything new, but you can, enjoy the pictures and our lovely faces. Yeah.
Before we begin, there's a confession we have to make. There's not a single woman on this list.
No.
But this doesn't mean that there's no great Danish furniture designers that are women. But when choosing only the 5 megastars everyone needs to know, they're sadly just men.
Yeah.
But let's begin. First out is Finn Juhl, born in the outskirts of Copenhagen in 1912. In contrast to common beliefs, he never studied furniture design, and his early sketches were even more conceptual sketches than finished drawings. The collaboration he started in the late 30s with master cabinet maker Niels Vodder was absolutely crucial for his career. It was Vodder who transformed the sketches into actual furniture possible to produce. Juhl is known for his organic furniture inspired by the abstract and surreal artists of the time. He designed his best-known furniture early in his career, and it was much thanks to Finn Juhl Danish design spread to North America. Some models were even produced in the US by Baker Furniture Company. Later in his life, he designed more indifferent furniture, hardly innovative, and most of them forgotten today. Juhl died in 1989 at the age of 77.
And there's some pieces by Juhl you really must recognize. First out, obviously, is the Chieftain chair, first exhibited at the Copenhagen Cabinet Makers Guild's exhibition in 1949. It's a large easy chair inspired by ethnographic weapons and art. It was originally produced by Niels Vodder, and over the years it has been produced by Ivan Slechter, Nils Roth Andersen, and also Baker Furniture in the US. Today it's produced by one collection, and you'll have to pay around $16,000 for a new chair. Early chieftains are really expensive and sometimes sold for like $100,000 or more. Another important chair by Juhl is the Egyptian chair, also launched in 1949. As the name implies, it's inspired by a chair found in the tomb of Tutankhamun. A new chair by one collection is about $4,500, and old chairs by Niels Vodder are often sold for between $5,000 and $10,000. And then last we have the Pelican chair, first exhibited in 1940. And back then it was mocked by most of the critics, and someone called it a tired walrus, and only a small number were ever produced. And today it's produced by one collection also, and it's sold for approximately $7,000 depending on the choice of upholstery.
Yeah.
But old chairs can't really be found on the market. No.
I said no in Swedish.
Yeah.
Well. Next up is J Wegner, known for his many wonderful chair designs, but you know this already.
Yeah.
Wegner was born in 1914 in Tönder, back then a part of the German Empire. He studied design for 2 years at the School of Arts and Crafts in Copenhagen and became one of the pioneers of organic functionalism in Denmark. His close collaboration with the cabinet maker Johannes Hansen resulted in a huge lot of wonderful pieces. Parallel with designing exclusive and unique furniture for commissions and the Cabinet Maker's Guild's exhibition, he also designed a long range of furniture for industrial mass production. And Wegner kept on designing furniture throughout his whole life, and he died in 2007, actually, at the age of 93.
Yeah. And best known among the mass-produced shares is without doubt the CH24 wishbone share, or Y-stolen in Swedish and Danish. Yeah. And it was designed by Carl Hansen and designed in 1949. And it can be seen like everywhere, in magazines, movies, public spaces, and also private homes. And it's still produced by Carl Hansen, and the new share cost approximately $700 or more or less. A much more exclusive share is the JH501, also designed in 1949, an iconic piece often simply called the share. An upholstered version called JH503 soon followed. Old shares by Johannes Hansen are sold for several $1,000s, and nowadays it's produced by PP Möbler with a retail price of about $7,000 or $8,000. Depending on the choice of wood or upholstery. And we must also mention some easy shares you need to know. The Ox share, designed in 1960.
My favorite.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. The Papa Bear share, designed in 1951. And the Halyard share, designed in 1950. And the retail price is far from cheap on these classic easy shares. The cheapest version of the Ox share is approximately $10,000. The Halyard share, $13,000, and the Papa Bear, $22,000.
Yeah.
And I found one share sold for $28,000 with some exclusive wood. So
Papa Bear.
Yeah, a Papa Bear. So it's very expensive in the furniture store.
And now to the functionalist designer Børge Mogensen. He was a close friend of Wegner, and the two were born in the same year, 1914. In contrast to Wegner and Juhl, Mogensen wasn't fond of organic shapes. According to him, furniture should be simple and functional. He collaborated with cabinet maker Arne Rasmussen, but is mainly known for his mass-produced furniture by companies like Fredricia, Stolefabrik and Carl Anderson. He was true to his strictly functional ideas until his premature death in 1972.
And a famous shaker-style dining chair by Mogensen is the J39 Folkestolen, the People's Chair, designed in 1947 for FDB. A similar version was designed somewhat later for the Swedish company Carl Anderson och Söner. Old chairs are quite cheap on the second-hand market, often sold for like $100 at auction. Folkestolen is in production today by Fredricia, sold for between $600 or $800. The two most iconic pieces by Mogensen are without doubt the Spanish chair, designed in 1958, and the hunting chair, designed in 1950. Both were originally produced by Erhard Rasmussen, and the Spanish chair was put into serial production by Fredricia. A vintage hunting chair is often sold for $2,000 or $3,000. Spanish chairs can be found for $1,000 and up. And both of them are still in production by Fredricia. The Spanish chair sold for between $4,000 and $5,000, and the hunting chair for around $7,000 or $8,000. Yeah.
When talking about Danish design, it's impossible not to mention Arne Jacobsen. He was born in Copenhagen in 1902 and studied architecture at the School of Arts and Crafts in the 1920s. As an architect, he strived to create complete buildings, designing not just the actual building, but also everything inside. When designing the SAS Royal Hotel in Copenhagen, he designed all of the furniture and lamps, but also door handles, ashtrays, cutlery, and everything else needed in a hotel. Jacobsen wasn't afraid of using modern materials like steel and styrofoam, and the shapes were often bold and organic. He was still working with several large architectural projects when he suddenly died from a heart attack in 1971 at the age of only 69.
Yeah. And first, we must mention the plywood shell chairs produced by Fritz Hansen. Best known among them are the Ant chair, designed in 1952, and the Seven, designed in 1955. Our personal favorite is, without doubt, the Grand Prix chair with wooden legs, introduced in 1957. Yeah. And prices on these chairs varies a lot, depending not least on the condition they're in. And most of the models are still in production by Fritz Hansen. A lacquered ant chair is about $270 in the furniture store. And then we have the upholstered easy chairs designed in 1957-58 for the SAS Royal Hotel. Best known are, of course, the egg and the swan. They were constructed from the new material styrofoam, which made it possible to create sculptural shapes impossible when using wooden frames. And still today, both of these chairs are produced by Fritz Hansen. In leather upholstery, the egg is about $12,000 and the swan $6,500.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have Poul Kjrholm. He was born in 1929, and like most of his colleagues, he studied at the School of Arts and Crafts in Copenhagen. From the mid-50s, he worked for his friend Eivind Kold Christiansen, for whom he produced an extensive range of furniture. In contrast to most Danes at the time, Kjærholm used steel rather than wood. The furniture are architectural looking with straight angles and geometric shapes. When Kjærholm died in 1980 at the young age of 51, the production rights were sold, and since 1982 several of his models are produced by Fritz Hansen.
Yes, and best known is probably the PK31 range, consisting of easy chairs and sofas of different sizes. And they were designed in 1958 and have been in production ever since. Prices on the second-hand market differs a lot, but it's always a good idea to buy an old piece. A new easy chair is between $16,000 and $18,000, and the sofas are much, much more expensive, so they are extremely expensive. I can't understand why, but that's another story. And another iconic piece by Kjærholm is the PK22 easy chair, designed in 1956. The minimalist design makes it a popular chair, and it's available with leather, linen, or rattan upholstery. New PK22 chairs are between $2,500 and $4,500. And we also want to mention the graceful PK9 chair, introduced in 1960. It's a bit more playful than most other furniture by Kjærholm, and it's doubtless one of his most successful designs. A new PK9 is about $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah.
And this was the top 5 megastars of Danish design. Hope you found it interesting.
According to us.
According to us, yeah.
I thought Werner Panther should be on this list.
Yeah, he
or Poul Kjrholm, but we're just talking about chairs.
Yeah, we are talking about chairs. Yeah. But if you found it interesting, you should check out our previous videos. We have a lot of videos about design.
Yeah. And Danish design.
Danish design and a lot of other things too.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.